Hi, I'm Tammy Wardway, Director of Entrepreneurial Services from Pawcassin, and I want to talk to you today about the 11-page application that I have with me on the PPP forgiveness. This is something we have been waiting for. Now, I do have to tell you, although it has some great information in it, there is still some guidance that we're waiting for. And this guidance comes in a couple different forms. We're waiting from the SBA, waiting from the Treasury Department, which gives us a lot of guidance. And then we're also waiting for approval of the HEROES Act. So a lot of these changes are in that HEROES Act that we're waiting to see if it gets passed. Now, I was on an SBA Zoom call, and they said that the PPP funding is still at about $50 billion. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, can I still apply? Yes, you can. And we were also told that the SBA and the bank's backlog has been caught up. So your PPP should go through pretty quickly. So let's talk about this 11-page application. It's full of a lot of information, but it's not overly complex. But there are two areas that you really need to focus on with your forgiveness. One area is how you spend the money, and then the other area is FTE, which stands for full-time equivalent calculation. So how you spend your money hasn't really changed much from the original guidance. It's loosely a 75-25 split, whereas not more than 25% of your PPP money can't be spent on rent, lease payments, mortgage interest on debt incurred before 215. So there's a few expenses in there, and you're probably going to have your lease, canceled checks, and for utilities too. So that's your 25% pot of money, up to. And then the rest is 75% for employee cost, which is gross wages plus state unemployment, local and state taxes, not your Social Security and Medicare. We get asked that a lot, and that's not included. And then also health insurance from group health plans and retirement contributions are included. Now, you do have to net those. If your employee pays a portion of those, you have to net. So that's pretty simple. There are some things we need to look at, like people are asking me, can I pay some bonuses? Can I do hazardous duty pay? Well, even the SBA right now is even saying, we're not sure. We're waiting on guidance on that. Also, too, one thing we did get clarification on is, when does your PPP start? Well, we originally thought it started at the date of your loan approval, and now we know it actually starts the day you were funded. So 8 weeks from that time. And then the other key part of this, aside from the 75-25 split that I discussed with you, is the FTE, the full-time equivalent. This gets a little bit tricky. There are some exceptions, though, that are in your favor, and there's also a safe harbor calculation. So you're really going to have to understand this when you're maybe 3-4 weeks out from your PPP period being done, because this is crucial, because you have to take a period of time, and there is some alternate calculation dates. So you have to take a period of time in history to say, what were my FTEs? And then we have to look at it currently and see if there was a drop. If there is a drop, it could affect your forgiveness. And what does that mean? Well, that means that that part of it is a loan now, or you can pay it back immediately. There are some important exceptions, though. If an employee refuses to come back, voluntarily resigned, you fired them for cause, or they asked for a reduction in their hours, that restores your FTE count. So that's a good thing in this application. So we wanted to just bring you a brief overall of the 11-page application. There's a lot more information to come. Tune into Pawcassin often, and we'll get that information out to you. Thank you.